Hello and good morning, or good afternoon. I'm Jeff Clark,
And I'm John Murphy.
and today we are proud to present to you PetMates, our startup business plan. So, what exactly is PetMates? Well, PetMates is a mobile application which supplies the public with pet care services. With the social isolation caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, there's been a spike in pet purchases amongst the American populace. PetMates aims to assist these pet owners who, due to their return to work, no longer have the time to accommodate for their pets' needs. PetMates will provide an easy, accessible, and streamlined method for pet owners to find help looking after their loyal companions. In addition to this functionality, PetMates will also serve as a platform to connect pet-related service providers to those requiring their collaboration. Now, on to the problems. John?
All right, so the first big problem is that pet owners no longer have sufficient time to look after their pets. Now, pets help ease loneliness, reduce stress, and even encourage exercise. There are lots of benefits to owning a pet, but adopting a pet is also a huge time commitment. With people starting to return to work as COVID-19 pandemic recedes, many pet owners, especially those who obtained pets during the pandemic to alleviate loneliness, may no longer have the sufficient time to look after their pets. Now, when a pet owner can no longer accommodate their pet's needs, they have two options. One is to put that pet up for adoption, or the other is to find alternative supplemental care. The second problem is that pet owners may not have the ability to properly care for their pets. Some pet owners may not be able to give their pets the care that they need due to physical disabilities, both short and long term. And a lot of people have reported even feeling that they're not able to give their pets adequate care. People with cognitive decline and intellectual disabilities benefit from the presence of pets in their lives, but also need help to meet their pets' needs. In these instances, pet owners will be searching for supplemental care options that can be both expensive and difficult to find. And the third problem goes back to the finances. Competing services often offer unrealistic prices for pet care. Pet owners seeking help to accommodate their pets' needs often run into a big financial wall. Like popular pet daycare and boarding services such as PetSmart start with basic flat fees around $30 per day. But with that fee, your pet will barely get any attention or individual time. They'll pretty much just get a kennel, food, water, and the occasional bathroom break. You have to pay sometimes even twice as much to give them a comfortable stay. Onto the customer segments. We expect PetMates to become a successful, fast-growing company by targeting pet owners, pet lovers, and people looking to supplement their income by providing quality pet care services. PetMates will become the go-to app for busy pet owners looking to find the services they need for their beloved fur babies. We anticipate that it'll become the premier service for listing and advertising pet care services for both professionals and animal lovers. Our goal is to facilitate the ultimate in pet care collaboration between our individual contractors, or mates, as we prefer to call them, and their target consumer. The primary segment are the pet owners. Since a lot of people have recently gone back to work at their jobs, pet owners have become busy once again and may not be able to fulfill their pets' needs, as we said earlier. Pet adoption rates have gone up 34% compared to last April, and for the first time ever, many shelters are actually running out of animals. This is generally a good thing, but a lot of people who bought pets during the pandemic to relieve social depravity are gonna have to either return them or find some other way to take care of them because they're running out of time, because they're going back to work. We'll be targeting mainly households in the $60,000 to $99,000 income category. And with our streamlined and affordable system, people will be able to find people to take care of their pets, and they'll be able to find the best fit for their pet. Our secondary segment are pet lovers and people seeking to supplement their income. And now this is for the people on the other side that could become the pet mates or the caretakers. And since there are still 10 million fewer jobs in the US than there were before the pandemic, a lot of people are looking for extra ways to scrape cash together, and this is a great way. Especially if you're a pet lover, PetMates is a great way for you to earn money on the side, as you can kind of set your own schedule with our calendar feature and match up with people that can kind of coincide with your same days. Now I'll pass it back on to Jeff for our unique value proposition.
Thank you, John. That was lovely. So our unique value proposition. We at PetMates are modernizing and simplifying the pet service industry by facilitating access to almost all pet services over a mobile application. This not only means that every pet service will be available, from grooming to sitting to boarding to walking, any service, but this also means that any pet, not just cats or dogs, can be accommodated for. Now moving on to the solutions, John.
So for the first solution, PetMates will provide mates, or the contracted service providers, to those who lack time to look after their pets. Now, since people have insufficient time, they're either going to have to adopt, like I said earlier, or they'll have to find an extra way to have other people take care of their pets. Now, sometimes you can't really find a neighborhood friend to do this all the time, so PetMates will allow you to match up with the right person to take care of your pets while you're away. For the second solution, our mates will carry out any task to fulfill your pet's needs. So unlike other services, this won't just be like a dog walk or overnight like boarding and watching over your dog. You can do anything. You can even make maybe a task for someone to just drop in, feed your fish, and leave. And for the third solution, PetMates offers realistic prices affordable to the general public. And with PetMates, our mates or service providers will select the rates that they're willing to be paid. And then the employers who are looking for these PetMates can kind of look through and search and find whoever matches them best. And these people that are willing to look over your pets will also have profiles that will include information about their housing situation, so you can make sure that your pet gets the best match. I'll pass it back over to you, Jeff, for the channels.
Fantastic. So our first channel of distribution will be through social media. Big time social media platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We are going to attempt to push campaigns on all of those. We're going to try and work with big time TikTok users and big time Instagram models to push our product. We're also going to work with Google Ads in order to push our product onto places such as YouTube. So for instance, like the 30-second ads you get before a YouTube video, we'd be shooting for stuff similar to that. And then our third passive channel would be through word of mouth. Pet owners generally like being in circles with other pet owners. So I can imagine that it would pass on pretty quickly through word of mouth. Moving on to revenue streams. Our three main revenue streams are going to be through our 30% service fee, which is 30%. It may seem steep at 30%, but this is due to us waiving the background check fee that most other apps use, but we'll get into that one later. Advertisements, we use the CPC system, and assuming that all 400,000 of our hopeful year one users have an average of, say, like 3 interactions, that'll be 1.2 million interactions, which would rack up the dough. And then our premium service option, or PetMates Plus, which would be 99 cents annually, which would provide various bonuses and various extra services. So for instance, you could DM a vet, you could no ads, and many more. And now moving on to our cost structure, this right here is a pie chart of our year one cost structure. As you can see, the majority of our cost is going to come from contracting and development. This is due to our PetMates waiving the $37 fee to have a background check run on a person. So this means that no matter what financial situation you're in, you won't have to pay anything to work for us. Our second most hefty would be research and development. We found our research and development fee through taking about 3% of our revenue and using that in order to further advertise and further develop the app. We have a $185,000 base app development fee, which is a contract in order to just develop the app and get the app out there. And then we have a $530,000 advertising cost, which will be used to push our platform onto other social media platforms. Moving on to key metrics. John?
So we have three main key metrics. The first one will be customer retainment. Customer loyalty is a prime measure of success, as it'll give us a good idea of whether or not we're meeting our quotas on the user base. We'll utilize our annual PetMates Plus membership count in order to get a grasp on customer retainment. And we're also planning on tracking the amount of downloads off the App Store to make sure that we're getting consistent downloads. The second is the market size. So since around 67% of all American households own pets, that means that our market size would be about 143,440,000. If we only account for pet owners over the age of 18, that is. If we reach our target goal of 400,000 users in the first year, we would have a very achievable market size rate of around 1%. And revenue growth is going to be our third. Revenue growth is one of the most important startup metrics and measures an increase in revenue. We'll use revenue growth to determine whether or not our pricing is fair, and we'll attribute this to our development costs in order to artificially influence pricing on the app. Overall, this would lead to a larger profit being made. And Jeff, get the competitive advantage.
Competitive advantage. So our four main competitive advantages over other companies is, number one, our app is simple and easy to understand. Its UI, super basic, even a toddler could get it. Number two, our app is one of the most efficient ways to find any available pet service, again, for any pet. Number three, we allow any species of pet, from domestic to exotic to aquatic, anything. And number four, we waive all background check fees to eliminate financial barriers to entry. So anyone can work under us no matter what your financial situation is. So in conclusion, PetMates is a mobile application which supplies the general public with pet sitting services, and maybe in the future, general pet merchandising. We'll see. We offer a wide variety of services for almost any pet, domestic to exotic. These services include, but are not limited to, pet grooming, sitting, walking, boarding, and more. Our year one estimate for startup costs will be around $4 million, and our projected year one profit will be around $36 million. And currently, PetMates is looking for a $3.5 million investment at a 15% equity. If you look into our business plan, you can see more about the return later on. And now, if you'd like to take a peek at what our app would actually look like, John, I will stop sharing my screen here.
Awesome.
Allow you to take a look at the app.
Will do. We do actually have a prototype, and so I will be showing that off right now. So if we go over here, we have PetMates. We have a welcome screen, and you can go in, create your account. You can sign up for the basic, which gives you these, or the plus version, which gives you everything that we talked about in our presentation. You can hit Get Plus, go through the billing information. Then we've got a little screen that sort of introduces our app. You would click through that, see what we have to offer. And one of the great things about this is that you really get a grasp on what we'll be giving. And I'd say one of the biggest things about PetMates is how you can stay connected. You can chat with your pet's caretaker, get photographic updates to make sure they're doing okay. And you can even use GPS maps for walks. And since we have done a thorough background check and we're paying for it, you can be sure that your pets are being taken care of by good people. And we also offer strong property insurance just in case anything happens. If I hit Get Started, this is what our app will basically look like. This is the meat of it. We'll have the inbox where you can talk to potential caretakers for your pet, services where you can select whatever specific service you'd like to use, and your pets, which is where you will put a pet if you're the one trying to look for a caretaker. And I'd say that is about it for the app. That's the prototype.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Then I do believe that is all. I really hope you enjoyed our presentation of PetMates. I'm Jeff Clark.
I'm John Murphy.
Have a fantastic day.